Hey everyone, Kingdom Kid here with an update video, the first update video of the new year 2026. Hope you all had a good weekend, or good week. Hope you all had a good new year. Hope you all were safe. Hope you all were responsible. And I hope you all had a good holiday season as well, because you know, that's what happens around this time of year as well. So, and yes, we are in the new year of 2026. 2025 in terms of gaming was pretty decent. It was a pretty wild year, and I'd probably say the closest one was, honestly, 2024 and 2023 was a good one year. If anything, this decade has been good for gaming. Everything else has kind of been shit. And even then, the gaming has also been kind of shit because of other reasons. And also, if you're hearing some noise, that's my heater going on. If you have been watching my videos, you might be hearing it every now and then because, hey, it's cold where I'm at. So, gotta have that heat on. But yes, guys, I'm super excited to have this update. And look, I have it as a better setup now. Not the greatest. And honestly, this might not be how I finally do it again. I might change it to be somewhat similar to how I did before. And that way, it might actually work a bit better than how I'm doing it now too. We'll see, because I'm like leaning forward. Because if I lean back, this is where I'm at. So, don't want to do that. But yes, so, usually I talk about the previous 3 months, and then we talk about the next 3 months. But for the first video of the new year, I usually go through the entire year of what came out in terms of games, and then we just run through it quickly, and then we will go into the first 3 months of the new year here, and I'll also talk about some of the other stuff happening on the channels here for these next 3 or so months. So look forward to that. Alright, let's start off in January of 2025. We had Freedom Wars Remastered. I played that game, did a series of it, fun. And again, I should mention this, I'm talking about games that usually are games I'm interested, or games that have like my attention in a way. So it's not necessarily like, oh, every game I'm mentioning are games I did pick up and play. They're just more so games like, oh, we'll see type thing. Like, there's definitely for sure ones, and then there's like, oh, I'm just mentioning these because it's a big deal type thing. But Freedom Wars was a game I did play, and I did enjoy the hell of it. Donkey Kong Country Returns, an example of a game that I did pick up, didn't play, but it was still up there. Same with Dynasty Warriors, Tales of F Remastered. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out for the PC on the 23rd, alongside Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. I still want to pick that up. Spider-Man 2 released on Windows. Hello Kitty Island Adventure finally came out on the 30th. That's all the stuff in January. And again, like I said, I'm only talking about games that I like and or interested in. So there might be games on this list that didn't come out, or that or that they did come out. But there are games on these lists that I didn't talk about, but you might have liked. But it's like, that just didn't catch my attention, February, we had Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which was one of the 6 games that were nominated for Game of the Year, which was fantastic. I have a friend that plays that, and he loves the hell out of it. So if he likes it, then that's awesome. And hold on, I'm actually going to adjust my audio here a little bit if I can find it. There you go. So I think I'm peaking just a little bit, so I'm just moving it down right about there. Hopefully it's a little bit better. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but I'll also try to not speak as loud. Okay, on the 14th we had the Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2 came out. I did play, Trails in the Sky Remastered, which is the first game of the Trails of Legend of Heroes series, so it's going to be a while until I get to that game, and there's another game we'll talk about. Avowed came out, which was alright. I don't know, I never played it, didn't really hear much about it afterwards. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii came out on the 21st. I really did like that game. It was fun. But, yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Early Days Collection and Glover came out on the 27th. And Monster Hunter Wilds came out on the 28th. March, we had Split Fiction and Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remastered came out. I played the Suikoden Remastered because I played the first game years and years and years ago. Loved it. And I really liked in the Remastered as well. I need to get back in that game to get the Platinum. WWE 2K 2025, it's whatever. Xenoblade Chronicles X came out, which I like that game a lot. It was really fun and enjoyable, and I did Let's Play of that, so if you want to watch that, check that out. We had Assassin's Creed Shadows also came out. It's an Assassin's Creed game. Bleach Rebirth of Souls came out on the 21st. I've heard that's a pretty fun game, so that's cool. The first Berserker Kazan came out on the 27th, and I actually really like that game. It's a fun little Souls-like game. Right, it feels more like Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins than Dark Souls in a way, but it's still a fun game. So that's all of the games in March. In April, it was a pretty big month because that was the release of the, or not the release, never mind, but we had the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct came out where we learned the release date of the Nintendo Switch 2, which was great. And it's awesome. South of Midnight came out on the 8th. That was the game I'm interested in, and it is coming out sometime in 2026 on the PS5. I can't remember what day it is. I may not have even written it down if it's early 2025. That being my mistake. But yeah, Blueprints came out on the 10th. That's a really fun little indie game. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's a little fun. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle came out on the 25th, or for PlayStation 5 on the 17th. The Lunar Remastered Collection came out on the 18th. I finally got that not too long ago. I'm not sure how I want to cover that game, if at all. I would like to cover those games because those are old classic PS1 games that I never got to play those along, you know, very similar to Suikoden. Oblivion Remastered came out on the 22nd. Clear Obscure Expedition 33 and the 100 Line Last Defense Academy both came out on the 24th, which are both great games, and I really enjoyed them both so much. Days Gone Remastered came out on the 25th. May didn't have that much in terms of stuff that was interesting to read. We had Dark Ages and Shovel Knight Dig came out on the 15th. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time came out on the 21st. I've heard that's a pretty good game. You know, I might pick that up at some point. Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny, I would love to pick that game up because I like the Onimusha games. And with Onimusha 6? Is it 6 or is it 5? I can't remember. Or is it 4? The point is there's a new Onimusha game coming out this year. And I'd really like to, you know, play that and cover it. Elden Ring Night Rain came out on the 30th, which I've heard is a pretty good game, you know. But it's not for me because it's a very co-op heavy game. Now, June was the big month because that's when the Switch 2 released on the 5th, alongside with some, you know, Switch 2 games like Bravely Default, Flying Fairy HD. I still want to do a let's play of that. Deltarunes Chapters 3 and 4 came out. I covered those. Mario Kart World came out. I did a live stream of that. And Yakuza 0 Director's Cut came out for the Switch exclusive for a while, and then it's eventually on other consoles right now. Mind's Eye came out on the 10th. That game I've heard was pretty so it's all over the place. Date Everything came out on the 17th. That's a nice little charming, fun little indie-like game, and I really enjoyed that a lot. It was fun. Raido Kusunoha Remastered, The Soulless Army came out on the 19th. Love that game so goddamn much. I enjoyed the original, and compared to the original, this game is so much better in terms of just the quality of life updates that they did, how they enhanced the battling for it. It's so much better. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach and Persona 5 The Phantom X both came out. Well, the Phantom X has been out for a while, but it finally came out to North America. Love Death Stranding 2. I loved it more than the first one, and it's a lot of it's pretty much much more of the same for the first one, but it's still good, and I really loved it. I think they really upped the quality of how you do the deliveries and such, and how they evaluate your packages as well. You're not really timed on it. On some of them you are, but it's like that's not one of the main factors of how you get ranked by those, unlike in Death Stranding 1. In July, we had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 came out. Donkey Kong Bonanza came out on the 17th. Another charming, fun little game, which was fantastic, and I loved it. Shadow Labyrinth, a weird Pac-Man-like game, came out on the 18th. I'm very curious about that. I haven't really seen gameplay of it. But yeah, I'm very curious for that. Wuchan Fallen Feathers came out on the 24th. That's another, Black Myth Wukong-like, Dark Souls-like game, I've heard. I haven't done much of that. I don't think it was a free game for PlayStation Plus members for a month, but I think it is part of the specific tier that you're on. You get to play that for free for as long as it's on that service, and I think that's on there. I'm not entirely sure. I have to check that out. No Sleep for Konami Dante AI The Somnium Files came out on the 25th. I have not touched that at all. I was planning on doing a Let's Play of that. I don't know if I will. With so many other stuff happening and coming out, that game just might be a game I may play on my own, and then we'll see. I haven't even touched it yet. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound came out on the 31st, which is pretty cool. August, we had Mafia The Old Country. We had Setsuna Saga, Hellblade. Hellblade 2 came out. I think that was for PlayStation 5 because that came out on Xbox last year. Sword of the Sea came out. I've heard it's really good because it's made by the same guys who made Journey, so I'd love to check that out. As far as I know, it might still be on that
specific tier list of PlayStation Plus Essentials, I believe it was. It may still be on there. If not, oh well, it's not a big deal. Gears of War Reloaded came out for everything. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Star Cross World, and Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater both came out on 28th. The Kirby and the Forgotten Lands Star Cross World is basically a DLC stuff for Nintendo Switch version of Kirby. Like, that's the here's like the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Kirby and the Forgotten Worlds alongside with the DLC. I would love to pick that up and try that. I haven't touched that yet because Kirby's my favorite Nintendo character, but haven't done that yet. Lost Soulacide and Shinobi Art of Vengeance both came out on the 29th. Lost Soulacide was a game I did want to Let's Play, but again, just so many other stuff I was Let's Playing at the time. I believe I was still Let's Playing Clair Obscur and obviously 100 Line Last Defense Academy. I was still Let's Playing those 2 games. So, yeah. Hell Is Us and Silksong came out on the 4th of September. I'm currently doing a live stream of Silksong, so that's great. Hell Is Us, I don't know. I haven't really seen too much of that, so yeah. Chronos, The New Dawn, and Demon X Machina, Titanic Scions, and Shut in Order all came out on the 5th. I did pick up Chronos, The New Dawn. I have not touched that yet. It did look interesting to me, but then I've heard like so much backlash. I'm like, fuck. Actually, I think it's one of those weird things where that came out digitally on the 5th, but physically it came out on like the 19th, kind of similar to what Metroid Prime Remastered did a few years ago. Borderlands 4 came out on the 12th. That one's have had some issues, especially on PC. Cider Spider has a funny video for that, so if you want to check that out, be my guest. Trails in the Sky, first chapter came out on the 19th. Probably my favorite game that came... Well, actually, my second favorite game that came out that month, because my first one is something we'll talk about later. Silent Hill F came out alongside with Sonic Racing Cross Worlds on the 25th. I still want to get back into Silent Hill F at some point, but that as a live stream series with everything else going on, it's going to take a while, and I'll talk more about that once we're done over this. Pac-Man World 2 Repack came out on the 30th, and my favorite game that came out this month was Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. That's another game I want to do a Let's Play series on, but again, with so much other stuff going on, I don't know when I'll get to it. We'll see. Again, that's something I'll talk more about later on. October, we had Ghost of Yotei and Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Both came out on the 2nd. Digimon Story Time Strangers came out on the 3rd. Fucking love that game. Probably my favorite game of this list. It's awesome. Yoko Replay came out on the 9th. Battlefront 6 and Little Nightmares 3 both came out on the 10th. Pokemon Legends ZA came out on the 16th. I actually really love that game. I'm having a blast playing that. We should be wrapping that up shortly with the DLC. So that should be wrapping up in a moment here or two. Ninja Gaiden 4 came out on the 21st. I would like to pick that game up, but I have so many other games. Again, Dispatch, a nice little indie game that was released episodic, 2 episodes a week, so it was a 4-week thing. The first 2 episodes came out on the 22nd, and then the 29th, episodes 3 and 4. The 5th, 5 and 6, and then the 12th was the finale. Fantastic game. I really love that game. I'm currently playing through it again just to get the rest of the trophies, and it's fun. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted came out on 23rd. I really wanted to pick that up, but I don't know. I've heard some issues with it, so I don't know if I'll pick it up eventually or at all. Once Upon a Katamari came out on 24th. I really like those games, but I didn't pick that one up, so there's that. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 came out on the 30th. I still need to touch those games. Those are probably going to be coming out, like the series for that will be starting very, 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 very soon. So yeah. Then Tales of Xillia Remastered came out on the 31st. We're almost done here. We got 2 months left. The month of October and December will both be very quick. We had Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment came out on the 6th. Pretty fun game, pretty short game too. That's why I kind of covered that first rather than, cover a Dragon Quest game. Plus, I think I was also doing some other lengthy RPG games. Because actually, I think I was still doing both Digimon and Pokemon, and then literally Pokemon or Digimon, whichever one of them wrapped up, like pretty close to when Hyrule Warriors came out. So I was like, well, I'll just do that one first because it's right there, and I know the Hyrule Warriors games aren't that long, so we did that. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 came out on the 14th. SpongeBob SquarePants Tide of the Titans and Marvel's Deadpool VR came out on the 18th. I did not pick up the SpongeBob game, even though I played the other 2 games, Cosmic Shake and Battle for Bikini Bottom. This is kind of like, following those lines. I did not pick up Tides of the Titan, so Titans of the Tide, excuse me, but still. And then Kirby Air Riders came out on the 20th, and I love that game so much. I'm having a blast playing that. I did a live stream with it if you are interested. And then December, there's only 3 games. We had Marvel Comic Invasion came out on the 1st. That's a nice little 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up game, and I really want to play that game. It looks fun. And then we have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond and Octopath Traveler 0. Both games I'm still covering and still currently playing, but differently. One's a live stream and one's a Let's Play series as that is going on. So that is 2025 in terms of gaming, all wrapped up nicely in a bow. Here is 2026. Let's get into it right away. 2026. January actually has some games that I'm not too interested in. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to pick these games up, but we'll talk about that. January, there's only 3 games. The first one coming out on the 15th is The Legend of Heroes Trails Beyond the Horizon. Again, much like Trials of Daybreak 2 that came out earlier in 2025. This is a continuation of, Trails in the Sky, and obviously I just started that series, and I'm going to go in order. I really would love to play, all the older versions too, but I don't have a Steam account. And until I get like a decent PC, that ain't gonna happen for a while. Dispatch is coming out for the Switch and Switch 2 on the 28th, which is pretty cool. And honestly, there's a part of me that's kind of thinking like maybe I will pick that up because I think that's pretty cool. Code Vein 2 comes out on the 30th. I didn't mind Code Vein 1. I need to get back into that game just to get the platinum. But there's one trophy that's a pain in the ass to try to get, and it's just so time consuming. And it's online, so I don't know. I may pick that up, but I don't know if I'll cover it because I didn't cover Code Vein at all. But we'll see. February is a big month. We have Dragon Quest VII Reimagined coming out on the 5th. I would really love to play that game, but of course I want to get through Dragon Quest 1 and 2 first before I get into this. So that one might take a while because I might be currently playing Dragon Quest either 1 or 2 when that comes out. My Hero Academia All Justice and Neo 3 comes out on the 6th. I probably won't pick up either of those games. Funny enough, I do have Neo 1 and 2, but those were games that were free for PlayStation Plus members for a specific month, and that's just hilarious. If eventually Neo 3 joins that list, I'll pick it up then. We have Mario Tennis Fever and Yakuza Kiwami 3 and Dark Tides comes out on the 12th. Yakuza Kiwami 3. That one is a tough one with a lot of controversy behind that. I honestly don't know if I will pick that up. I might still pick it up, but I don't know if I'll cover it. The only thing I would cover from this is the Dark Tides. Eventually there is going to be a time where I would love to like do a live stream series of the Kiryu games, Yakuza 0 through 6. When I'm ready for that, I don't know when. Especially now that technically Zero's Director's Cut and Kiwami's 1 and 2 are now on the PlayStation 5. I haven't picked those up. A part of me was going to pick those up, but because there's like a big collection, was like, hey, here's all 3 games, but that's only Europe. So maybe at some point, if they release that in America, maybe I'll pick it up then. But I don't think I'd do that series that way. So we'll see. High on Life 2 and Reanimal comes out on the 13th. I'm whatever with High on Life, but Reanimal, I believe, is the game that's made by the people who made Little Nightmares 1. A new team made Little Nightmares 2 and 3, I believe. But Reanimal, I think, just looks like Little Nightmares, which does have me interested, so I definitely need to look more into it for that. No Sleep for Kaname Dante. The Insomniacs file comes out for everything. It was only come out for the Switch. I am not going to pick that up again, just because I haven't even touched it, so it's like, yeah. The big one, probably the second biggest one, or the first big one, depending on who you're talking to, and it's interchangeable for me with Dragon Quest. Resident Evil Requiem comes out on the 7th. That's right, Resident Evil 9 comes out. Definitely will be covering that game. Depends on what's all else going on. I would love to start that ASAP, so we'll see. And then March, we have Pokemon Pokopia. I'm very on the fence about that, just because I'm not really sure how to feel about it, if I'm being completely honest. We have Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake comes out as well. I do like the Fatal Frame games. I have not picked up a couple of them. But it is pretty cool to talk about it, because I think Crimson Butterfly is a lot of people's favorites. So that's awesome. Monster Hunter Stories 3 comes out on the 13th. I've heard the Monster Hunter Story games are pretty fun. Me personally, I have never touched them. So, but yeah, I heard they're pretty cool. Crimson Desert and Mouse P.I. for Hire comes out on the 19th. Crimson Desert is like this big, massive, overarching, overworld like game that I've heard nothing but like people super excited for this. Me personally, I don't know about it. I don't know if I'll pick it up. It all depends on what else is going on, in my opinion. Like maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know if I cover it. Mouse P.I. for Hire is a very interesting game. I believe this, ever since Mickey Mouse has entered the public domain, I believe like 2 years ago or last year in 2024 or maybe 2023, whenever that happened, this was a game that a lot of people, and it looks pretty fun. You know, they're not going the route of like, beloved cartoon character enters public domain, make it into fucking horror like they did with Winnie the Pooh. This one actually looks pretty interesting, so I might pick that up and I'll probably, play it. We'll see. And then Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection comes out on the 27th. I love the Mega Man Star Force games. Granted, I only played one of them. It was Leo, which was like one of the first games. Kind of like I believe it's a weird thing where it's similar to Pokemon in a way, where they have like two copies of the same thing, and other games have done that too. And like the story's different a little bit, but thank God that's a collection with like 7 of them. I think there is 7 or 8. I can't remember, but it's all of them. And plus, I actually really like the design for that Mega Man in that game. It's actually my favorite design of Mega Man is the Star Force Legacy setup there. So, all right, that took a long time. So, yes, that's all the stuff to talk about in this upcoming quarter. Now let's talk about the channel. So currently, as of me doing this, I still have Pokemon coming out. I still have Octopath Traveler 0. Hopefully, Octopath Traveler 0 wraps up sometime in early January here, or mid-January, maybe late January. We'll see. Actually, let me talk about the live streams. The live streams are a little easier to talk about right now. So, just because of how wacky, Christmas weekend, this New Year's week was, I didn't do what I normally do. So I'm currently just doing a couple of live streams of Stardew Valley. We got one more coming out on the 3rd. So there's no stream today, which is a Thursday, which is when I normally would stream, but there's no stream today just because, again, of how wacky everything's going on, plus, New Year's and everything else. So I'll do another live stream of Stardew Valley on the 3rd. And then starting on the 6th, we're going back to normal. On Tuesdays, I'll be live streaming Ghosts of Yote until, Final Fantasy 7, or not Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 14 has an update, which isn't going to happen for a while because they literally just had the latest update just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So that's not happening for a while. Thursdays on the 8th, I will be live streaming Silk Song, and on the 10th, we'll be live streaming Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I can definitely see, depending on what's all left of Ghost of Yote, I can definitely see that one wrapping up first, or Metroid Prime 4 Beyond could be wrapping up soon, because I feel like I'm actually somewhat decently close to being that one too. Whichever one ends up ending first, then I will go and live stream back to Silent Hill F, because I really want to continue that game. And from there on, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do in terms of streams. Maybe Code Vein 2 could be a stream game. We'll see. Kind of all depends, again, of what's currently going on. And not only with that, but also with the Let's Play series. Like I said, the Let's Play series. Pokemon Legends ZA should be wrapping up fairly soon. I think I got to record like 1 or 2 more parts. Octopath Traveler 0 is still going to go on for a while because I'm pretty sure there's still a lot of stuff left to do in that game. When Pokemon wraps up, we will do another series. It'll be a short series, kind of because that's going to be series 199. And I want my Let's Play 200 to be something special. And it's going to be something special. Kind of similar to my Let's Play 100 on this channel specifically. I believe on the other channel I only did 25 Let's Plays. And there's other restrictions as well. Or not restrictions. There's other things I was like, well, I'm not counting this as a series. I didn't count that as a series. This is Let's Plays in general. So Let's Play 200 is going to be Dragon Quest 1 HD Remaster when that comes out. I already know the game that I'm going to be playing right after Pokemon. It is going to be a quick game. It's a game in a series that I have Let's Played before, and those games aren't that long. So I'm going to continue this one, and that's where it's going to go. And that one shouldn't take that long. I believe those other series didn't even make it to part 10, and if it did, it wasn't even like, it was either a part 10 or part 11 was like the final part of that series. So you have that. And then we will start Dragon Quest. I don't see Octopath Traveler 0 wrapping up before then. So here's hoping for that. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in the menu or in my post on the RPG Kingdom Kids channel that I do every month. I'll talk about that in the post. Yeah, I think that's it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to talk about. We talked about upcoming games, talked about the past games, some stuff to look forward to here on the channel. It's all great stuff. 2026, you know, it might be starting off somewhat slow. I mean, February is going to be fucking crazy. Don't get me wrong. I honestly, not really, but in terms of the games that I've talked about, because I'm going to pick up Dragon Quest, I will. God, the Yakuza one is, I'm still on the fence about that. And I will pick up Resident Evil. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reanimo, I'll probably pick that up too. But out of the 9 games, I'm only picking up 4 of them, maybe even 3 because of the whole Yakuza thing. I probably will pick it up, but like how or when, if I will cover it, I don't know. Just because of everything going on with the controversy of that, I don't know. And then not only that, but like just everything else that RGG Studios and Sega themselves. So it's a whole like, well, is it a whole RGG studio with this guy, or is it a Sega thing with this guy? I don't know. Their laws are weird in Japan, and it's like the one guy in Judgment, they changed his face as soon as like they learned about his drug thing, because drugs are way more serious than, unfortunately, you know, molestation. So that's the sad truth. I mean, just look at the Rurouni Kenshin manga artist. Look at his whole situation, and like nothing's ever happened to him, which sucks because I really love that anime and everything. So it sucks being a fan of that anime and then the creator being a piece of shit. I digress. The first update video of the new year is always the longest. We're almost getting close to 30 minutes here, but we're not going to get there. So, but thank you all so much for sticking with me. Actually, this is going to be in January here. I believe January 30th is the day. I'm not entirely sure. January 30th will be the 10th anniversary of RPG Kingdom Kid. I may do something special. I may not. We'll see. Kind of all depends, again, of everything else going on. But yeah, so I let me look here because I actually have it on my phone of like when both of my channels started. So yeah, so Kingdom Kid channel, this channel right here, started on January 7th, 2013. So this is the 13th anniversary of this. We have, and then January 30th is the RPG Kingdom Kids is the 10th anniversary. I can't think. I was like, what the fuck's going on? But yeah. Oh shit, I might have to change. I might have to update that. Shit. I have to look at that. Fuck. There's a lot of things I need to update on this little thing I'm looking at here. But yeah, guys, that is it for this update video. The first update video of 2026. And how it's set up now, it's probably going to be different for the next one too. So, but anyway, guys, thank you all so much for sticking with me, for watching. Whether you watch stuff on here or if you just watch stuff on the RPG Kingdom Kid channel, which is great. It's fine. It's whatever. I would love to start doing more. Like, I would love to release monthly things here. Like, release at least one video here. I don't know what about. Something else I kind of forgot to talk about this. I usually, you know, I talk about trailers. Like, here's the Let's Play trailer that comes out. And I was thinking about maybe I should stop doing that. Because there are some games I haven't done with. I didn't do it with Digimon because it's a whole demo thing. I didn't do it with Octopath Traveler 0. I did do it with Pokemon. I don't know. There's just so much, like, I don't know how to do or how I should feel about the trailers, you know. I may keep doing them. I may not. That's one of the things that, like, you know, is something we just have to, you know, something I just have to go by base basis. So before my heater starts up again, I just want to say thank you all again for watching everything I do or anything that I do, whether it's the live streams, whether it's the Let's Play series, or these update videos. Again, I would like to start doing more stuff on this channel. Maybe release a video of like some topical thing. I don't know what. We'll see. There is actually a video I have that I'm thinking up right now that I may release. Maybe not this month, but maybe in February, because I forgot to mention this. Yes, my end of the year videos will be coming out when I'm not sure. Maybe I can shoot for sometime in the first full month or first full week of January. I need to, you know, cross some I's, dot some T's, and make the list, and, you know, then obviously record and make the videos for my top 10 games of 2025, and then my honorable mentions and everything else of 2025. I forgot about those two. All right, but I digress. Anyway, guys, thank you all again for watching. Whether you watch for anything and such, so be on the lookout for those. Hopefully they come out sometime early in January here, so thank you again. All right, guys, take care. Have a great 2026. I'll see you guys in the next update video. Bye.